against Emil Richardson. So I think this is going to be a good one as well. I remember Onyx, he boxed very well at the Nationals.
Onyx Sly, a formidable fighter from Auckland, originally from Wellsford, fighting at a Philly Marcus gym, and been very busy on the Auckland amateur scene.
So we've, as I said earlier in the day, we've had nearly over 200 boxers applied to come to the Golden Gloves, but there was just no way that could be accommodated. So Boxing New Zealand are now sort of become successful and more successful and more successful. They're having to look at some new options for the boxing. So as we wait for our boxers to enter the ring, a little bit of focus coming in with Onyx. He'll be fighting out of the red corner. Emil Richardson in the blue. So we'll cross down to Charlie Moana Jenkins, and she'll introduce our boxers to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to bout number 29 on the cards. It is an elite male 75 kilo weight division. 3-minute rounds. Fighting out of the red corner from Means Boxing, let's welcome Onyx Lai. His opponent in the blue corner from Hit Fitness Headquarters, let's welcome Emil Richardson. Your referee is To Lomu.
So the boxers getting their final instructions, and after this fight we've got just 2 more to go for the evening session of the Golden Gloves for 2021. Pretty much even in height. I'm looking at both those boys.
If looks could kill, right? Look at Onyx Lai, I mean, he's just staring him down, but he's staring down Emil, the real deal. This is going to be one hell of a fight.
Big hook there early on there from Emil. He's looking to hold his ground there in the centre of the ring.
That speed, look at that double jab right. I mean, that'd be enough to take the legs out of anyone's gusto.
And of course, Emil has represented New Zealand. You can see the only boxers with the NZL on the back. Is how they earn that title, I suppose. The privilege of being able to have your...
Didn't even see those uppers. Look how quick Emil is. I mean, Onyx Lai, very aggressive, walk forward style, but this could be a beautiful combination for what Emil wants to throw.
And it's interesting to see. Emil really plants his feet when he throws those shots. Onyx, when he comes in, his feet are moving quite a lot, and it sometimes doesn't allow you to have as much power behind a punch.
Just think the way he moves, the speed, it's a little bit quicker than the likes of Onyx Lai, but still early days. We're only 2 minutes down of 3.
These boxers, of course, may actually having another fight tomorrow evening, so set your alarms for Sky Sport next. Kicking off at 1 o'clock in the afternoon for the first round. Couple of nice
shots here from both boys. You can hear the crowd waking up too. You know these boys are starting to connect.
And you can see now Emil, he's starting to get a little bit more aggressive. He's starting to push forward a little bit more. I think Onyx was doing well just to stay out of range, but I think he's starting to get hunted down a little bit.
He is, but I saw Onyx a bit of a jab there, pushed Emil back, but Emil's certainly landing the better of the two in these exchanges.
Nice little left jab on that one.
Considering they came in at 81 kilograms, they're throwing like 40 to 50 kilogram fighters.
Fast hands, very fast hands.
Look at it here as Emil sort of moved away to the side and Onyx capitalised on that. Just held back.
I'm really liking Onyx's movement here as well. He's up and down.
But just as you say that, Emil comes forward now, throws those uppers, throws those rights. Always trying to land that body shot as well.
Searching body shot.
Moving out of the way now. Good movement there from Emil.
Yeah, Onyx tried that sort of right hand to try and connect with the lower part of the body, but just... Emil just moved away at just the right time.
Nice wee double jab there from Emil. I think he's starting to pick up a little more combinations, and Onyx is answering.
I like the way that Emil moves and then throws, moves, throws, and he'll throw shots on angles. and get out the way. So when the shot does land from Onyx, it's glancing.
Crowd's livening up as Emil Richardson and Onyx Live just get together and go for it.
What a first round.
Pretty even.
Pretty even, I think. I think Emil probably landed a couple more cleaner shots for me on that one, but I think Onyx as well. He
just as you said that, look at that double jab right overhand. So quick though.
And connected flush too.
That was a frightening first punch early on.
And it'll be interesting to see how Emil keeps that pace up and that speed later in the minutes of the next couple of rounds, to see if that will still trouble young Onyx there.
You know, fatigue takes the man out of all of us, and you're right. Can he remain and be constant with that speed and power in the latter rounds?
And it's interesting to see in these sort of replays as well. Onyx is getting close to Emil, but he's just not connecting on the body. Emil drops his guard down a little bit and blocks a few of those body shots. So I think Onyx is doing the right thing. He just needs a little bit of luck on his side.
I just think that's a case too of where someone can see his timing and read, you know, the way they even process things, the synapses. It seems like it's moving a little bit quicker there for Emil over Onyx. I mean, the way he throws a hook, it's lightning fast, and then he just gets out the way and Onyx comes forward and he's just slightly one step ahead of Emil's style.
Yeah, you almost don't want to blink because he's able to get in and get out.
And considering 81 kilograms, I mean, I think he must have started off a lighter weight because he wouldn't have started off this heavy.
Emil really likes that sort of left hook as he turns his hips around to connect with Onyx. He's thrown it a few times now, so I think he's really searching for that top of the head.
And he'll keep throwing it until he gets shut down. He'll keep throwing that left hook until Onyx counters with the right overhand.
And, you know, he's stepping back as he's throwing it as well, so he's not putting himself in danger of getting hit by, you know, anything from Onyx. But if, you know, Onyx makes a mistake and puts his head forward, it will connect.
And create a great amount of pain. Because, as I say, these boys aren't slouches.
Once again, easy for us to call the shots and say, move this way, that.
Very different story when you're in the centre of that ring, as you know, Isaac.
Always good to hear the coaches like sort of capitalise and say this between rounds and then do that moving forward. And we saw Isaac Peach and Ian Welsh do that beautifully, but it's a really hard thing to do, you know. I mean, it's hard to capture that in the middle of the round and then the fight and do it moving to the next.
Manny, you can answer this one for me. But, how much do you hear from your corner when you're actually in this part of the fight, as opposed to when you're sitting in the corner? Are you actually hearing them, or are you
surprisingly
so
you do, because obviously you're focusing on your opponent, but you know you can always hear your coach's voice in the back here. You don't hear it all the time, but sometimes when there's a bit of space in between you, your coach knows that's the time to give you information, and you might pick up on it and then you deliver that. So the coach also knows when to give you the information.
Don't referee something, and don't throw that lazy punch at the end of it, especially behind the head. Yeah, Onyx is he's definitely not taking a backward step, but anyway.
You heard Onyx's coach shout out then to 1-1-2, but it's one thing hearing it, but being able to throw that shot, because you're not just going to throw a 1-1-2 if it's not going to work.
And you'll see, Isaac, as soon as Onyx throws that first jab, Emil is either moving to his left or right or back. And so it's just, I think that's where Onyx's coach is saying, double that jab up, get closer, move him back, because doing one or two jabs is just not going to be enough to get close to Emil there.
But it's probably putting him off, because he throws one jab and he's already out the way. If he throws another, he maybe feel like he's just lunging forward with nothing. But then that right may connect.
So we're just on the last part of round number 2. Pretty much evenly split between Emil Richardson and Onyx Live, but I would probably start to be leaning a little bit more to Emil.
I mean, Onyx still winning on that death stare. I mean, as he comes forward, you know, he just wants to take him out.
Yeah, but it's the work rate as well. I think you're finding that Emil is...
Oh, he's definitely the sharper of the two. He's landing more, and he's a lot cleaner.
And I think, Onyx is doing well at keeping the pace. He's just not connecting as much as Emil, unfortunately. So we'll see what the coach says to Onyx in this last round.
Of course, coming up, we've got the big boys starting to appear. We've got the Super Heavies as our final tonight, with Roma Crichton up against Matt Matakai.
what a fight that's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Big boys. Like I said, Matt was sparring David at the last Nationals. He certainly held his own.
Yeah.
But we're going to see who holds their own now in the third and final. Who goes through to the final? The light heavies, Onyx Lai or Emil Real Deal Richardson in the blue.
Nice double jab there from Emil.
You know, you talked about it earlier, Manny. Is he going to keep that pace? Looks like he's still running at full speed. Maybe slow down a little, but still pretty consistent.
It's good to see. You know, his hands might have dropped a little bit, but he's that movement from Emil it's kept up. And I think Onyx, he's kept his hands up, he stayed sharp, but he's just having a bit of trouble getting close enough.
Bit of a tackle there.
Yeah, the boys have done a wonderful job setting up the venue for this. And the number of spectators haven't moved from their seats pretty much since they came back into the auditorium at 6 o'clock. They've pretty much stayed the whole lot. So they're looking forward to these heavier weight divisions.
Yeah, very well-behaved crowd. I mean, the coaches at times are making a little bit of noise in the crowd. They're just so well-behaved because they're all disciplined fighters, trainers, coaches.
And I think, you know, the crowd's really been enjoying the last bout as well. They're just taking in information and going, wow, these are really talented, boxers here.
Big shots now, both boys throwing down. They know there's just coming on 1 minute to go, and they want to go through to the next round. Looking good for Emil. Onyx may be able to take this, but it's looking very much in favour of the Real Deal there in blue.
And as I say, neither of these boxers actually shown they're going to run away with it.
A nice jab there from Onyx as well. He's starting to get a little bit closer. I think Emil isn't moving as much. He knows it's in the later rounds of the third one, so he can be a little bit more risky. So he's allowing Onyx to come a little bit closer.
Just moving those angles, nice double jab. Not moving as dynamically as he was at the start, but still a lot of speed.
As Emil feel that he's probably already got it, so he's just going to sort of keep a little bit of distance and make Onyx have to come to him, possibly.
Just as you said there, he took one there on the chin, but didn't seem to have too much pep.
So these boys are down to the last 35 seconds of round number 3. This is about 15 of 17, so we have 2 more to go in the divisions. Another 81 kg and then the 91 plus for the big boys.
Bit of a push and shove there.
Referee telling him to keep his head up. And of course, Emil taking advantage of just putting a bit of extra weight on his head.
10 seconds to go now. Both boys are picking up the heat. Big shots there from both boys. Just done, buddy.
Flurry of punches.
Well done. Flurry of punches indeed.
Even a bit of a kiss on the cheek there. From one man to another. Certainly showing sportsmanship and
I think the crowd enjoyed that as much as we did in that last 10 seconds. Those boys did let those hands go.
Oh, absolutely. That was just going hard. And
go hard or go home. And like you said, they'll be enemies for 6-9 minutes, whatever it may be, and then mates afterwards.
So the boxers having their gloves removed and will be called into the centre of the ring. Judges have made their decision. So we'll head down to Charlie Moana Jenkins, our ring announcer, who's doing a wonderful job for us. She'll make the announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, decision of this bout by way of split decision, 4-1 in favour of the red corner, Onyx Lai.
Wow, there you have it. Onyx Lai, he had the killer look and he had the killer moves to take away that winner by a split decision.
Manny, you've gone quiet.
I'm quite surprised. I think, as you said, Isaac, he had the death stare, and that could have edged a couple points there as well. But I did feel that Emil probably was a bit